So my mom made it sound like there was a lot of trees down, but there's only that and that. But over the hill where I have to camp, I have to clear all that out because the tree's fallen and the deer can't even cross it. But this is really nothing. The only thing is I'm gonna wear gloves, and I got my foot protection on because this place is loaded with poison ivy and poison oak. And I've had problems with my other battery, my GoPro. It's the good one, the one that withstands the cold, and it might be done for. It sucks because I can't afford another one right now. For the moment, I got the bride's drinking team on my side, and we're gonna cut through this. This will be a piece of cake compared to what's down over the hill. So the thing about these creeper vines, which go up these black lotus trees that are all around here. My parents had a farm here. It used to be Black Lotus Farm. That's what they used to make fence posts out of because they take a long time to rot. So these creeper vines, they tower up to the top, they kill the tree, and it falls over. And it makes you wonder, if you're parasitic like that, why would you kill the host? But I guess plants don't really have a reasoning for growth. They just grow until they can't grow any taller or wider or whatever. Even if it kills themselves, they just keep doing it. My wife and I watched a movie the other night, one of my favorite horror films. It's called The Ruins. And if you guys get a chance, check it out, man. Great movie, especially after you explored South America like we just did. It's very I like the psychological thrillers, not the slasher type, I'm gonna kill you out of a mask and stab, cut. And then the ones that never die, they're supernatural. And, oh, there's my cat. He doesn't even remember me. Because when I used to be here, before I cut my toe off, he was my kitten. And now we're total strangers, which is sad. I got these windows out of the garbage for my mom. I'm gonna make a little greenhouse here. But before I do that, of course all my wood fell off the canoe, but I have to finish building this cabin. Maybe next year. It's nice to not have to be out of town for a change. I'm usually working for weeks to months at a time, but I'm not going to do that because of my tendonitis, and I want to get this project done. I missed the whole summer, and then I almost cut my toe off. So I wrote 4 books while I was couching. Not like I never stopped working. I'm always working. Alright, it's time to go see the real damage down over the hill. So we call it over the hill because it's a hill. Right here, my mom grew up with no running water her whole life, and this was the outhouse. That's where everyone went to the bathroom, and it's a pretty considerable distance. You can't really see the house from here. But to do that in the wintertime must have really sucked. When my parents bought the property, there goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 deer. I spooked them. This is a safe haven for deer, though. I don't really know where to go. We don't allow hunting here, and I have to put my no hunting signs back up. They've blown off since. They like to hide down in there. And they come all the way up here in search of food, which my parents don't feed them. My dad hit one right over there, and I processed its skull. And luckily someone helped me pick the body up because it's like over 200 pounds. And I'm only 135 pounds. So I may look macho, but I'm just a little dude. Alright, well, I see all these, what I call trailblazing. I have to cut all these briars down because they snag your clothing horribly. And my Patagonia jacket I value very much. Oh, there's a dog. He's chasing the deer. He must have got loose. We might actually see some deer action up here on top of the hill if he chases him up here. And you might see a car accident. I haven't seen that dog before. Let's see if he runs him out. I could be waiting a long time. Wait, here's some action. Because usually I don't spook them until I'm down in it. And this sounds like a coon hound. I see him right there. This is a coon hound. Beagle. I know these dogs. They live up there and they have a chicken farm. It's 2 dogs. Maybe 3. I might run them into the road. Might be an accident. It's another dog that knows that the chase is on. This is all our property here. 5.5 acres. We used to have 9.5 acres, and my grandmother, in her old age and senility, was selling it all off. Sold our pond off. Now we only have 5.5. And there used to be nothing here. And my parents and my dad, doors open. This needs to be fixed. A lot of things need to be fixed around here. During my college days, I used to live up here and sleep in the cold. Yeah. No insulation or anything. It was kind of cold. That's when I read 24 hours a day. Oh, a fossil. There's some action. I'm sure they can hear me. They're not only going to come up here. I saw the 2 dogs go again. But there's a deer right there. He sees me. Got nowhere to go. Just like everyone in this world, we have nowhere to go. I pushed the Native Americans off the edge of the land. I don't know if anyone's watched Last of the Mohicans or read that book. But the truth be told, it's my parents' house here. Grapevines. This is a rent house I built. I need to empty it out though. Wrens are my favorite birds. Alright, well, I think they're cornered. And they're in such thick brush that those dogs will never flush them out. It's all briars and cattail reeds. It's so thick you can barely walk through it, because I know, because I go down there to photograph birds. So this was an old conveyor belt, and it starts somewhere over here from probably that. There's a factory over there, Bletcher's, and it's been decaying over the years, and it comes right to here. And this is about where I found a quarter from 1984, I think. You can see how these will snag your clothing really bad. So I'm going to come through with some pruners and get it out. I'm glad those trees weren't very, they weren't really trees to me. We had a fox den over here with 2 baby foxes, and I got some mediocre pictures of them. But for some reason they took off. Maybe it was my fault, I don't know. But I do get the fox on the game cam, which is one of the things I'm going to do while I'm here tonight camping. I'm going to download all the images, but then I wait to look at them until I get back, because my buddy, that's one of his cameras. The ants destroyed one of mine. So there's only 2 down there when there should be 4. They destroyed 2 of them, actually. They like to crawl up the posts and make nests in it. Since then, I've kind of eradicated one of the problems. I put caulk inside the tubing so they can't go up. But ants are a real problem around here. I wouldn't say a problem. We're the problem, but technological pieces of equipment make perfect homes for the ants. Alright, let's go down over the hill. So this was the tree that almost did me in. I kind of left it as a reminder. This is where I used to camp, and I had a dream that this tree kind of looked like an owl head, and it had all this electricity coming off of its head. So I had to spend 3 days painting it, and in doing so, saved my life. So who's to say dreams can't save your life? This is where I camp now, over there. And this fell down. It wouldn't have killed me, but I gotta get rid of all this today. And this is the stream that my mother drank from when she was a child. And it usually has a bunch of skunk cabbage all over it, which, yeah, you can see all the skunk cabbage. This was there's a buckeye tree growing right here in the middle. Not a good place, buddy. That's the sign that I made for them, 2020. I don't really know what year it is, 2024. Yeah, 2024. I have dyslexia with numbers. This is where I camp, and I'll be taking my solo stove, which Snoop Dogg did a commercial for. It's smokeless. You know, but I don't really care. I actually prefer smoke because it deters the insects. So this is our property. I'll continue a little tour before I start sawing. This is my favorite area because it has a red-tailed hawk nest, and she must not have any chicks, because if I would have got right here, she would be screaming already. I have this fake game camera, the one destroyed by ants, one of them there. Our property line ends up there a ways. And I wanted to pay a guy to, or trade a guy, if he would cut this branch apart because it's splitting this tree. And I don't want it to fall and disturb the red-tailed hawk nest right there. And one year, I don't know, like 2 years ago, I was camping out here, and I tried to not walk back here because of the disturbance and the ruckus she makes. I just don't want to add stress to an animal. But I heard this terrible commotion as I was camped over there, and I wish I would have gone and investigated. I just figured they had a rabbit or something, or a squirrel, but the baby had fallen out. And 2 days later, my dad told me there was a dead hawk on the road. So it had, in search of food, it went half a mile, and he got hit on the side of the road like a lot of these turkey vultures and hawks do. I actually have a dead owl that was hit and killed on the way to bury my dog, which pet cemetery is back there. Yeah. I don't like to think about it. Anyways, the hawk went and it died, and I butchered it, and the wings will actually become the curtains for the upstairs loft of the cabin that I'm building. It's actually not a cabin. I mean, it's an A-frame. I call it the chicken shack. And I have an engraver that I'm going to use to make the sign with some Russian plywood that my friend Paul gave to me. It weighs like 20 pounds. It's crazy. It's so compressed. I've never seen wood like that. But it should be cool because it'll be different layers of wood and make it more interesting looking. My uncle, he was chopping out all the land and selling it during his drunken 26 years of existence before he was killed in an automobile accident. But he had bulldozers and stuff, but he put this pipe here and he put this land bridge, which exists today, and over there, that structure is where they would come and get water, and they had a garden down here. But without him doing this, I would have to traverse this creek every day. You can see the pipe. My Uncle Tim was very cool. He actually knighted me. He gave me my first pocket knife. There's still pipes. All right. Let's get down there. I'm sure the deer will be happy. My mom used to, this is where they got their water, and when my grandmother lived here, and they're gonna go, we would have to bring empty gallons, empty milk jugs of water. I don't know, I kind of like it for her to drink. Like I said, so this land is very special. Oh, right here there used to be a tree. There's an old fire pit that I didn't use. I had a ladder down there. I brought a ladder down there. And a raccoon had made its nest. 80 years. I had little babies. I kept hearing this noise. I didn't know what it was. I put the ladder up against it, and I went up there. You never know. This is way back in the day. Taxes yesterday. Point and shoot digital. You never know. You know what's funny is you think you own something. The minute I did, this thing jumped out for rent. The mother renting everything. I had never seen anything so vicious with you. There's always going to be someone above you who's going to rip me from limb to limb. And I fell off that ladder. This stream was very special in the creek, which if you could have seen, cut off a lot of the branches. Yeah, you don't mess. This is literally where I camped. An animal's critters. Like, you don't mess with someone's kid, no question. You don't mess with, it would appear like straight through my chest. Bear. Like a bear is a good example. Don't mess with a bear's Never underestimate your dreams, because they will rip you to shreds. I learn more from my dreams, and I remember more from my dreams than I do this shoot the person abstract that murdered their kid. I get it. I totally get it, man. I've seen it. Pre-cut up. Somebody would have touched my dog down here. If I was, once again, I got to bring a jug of drinking water. It's going to be for my ramen. Not going to say anything more. Yeah, it's good to be back out here. This is my therapy. Would have been the same kind of ferocity. When I sleep out here, all right, it's time to start night. Time to start chopping, sawing in my own bed at my home. It's not that big. It's not as bad as it was when I had all the leaves and stuff. Okay, so this will be nothing. All right, got most of it, but I'm out of fuel. I should have brought 2 beers. So now I have a nice selection of firewood for tonight. This is where I'll be camping. Maybe I'll include that in the video, but this is all the brush stuff that will be tinder. So 40-something degrees and I'm sweating. I have this one last log to do. Get rid of that branch. But for now I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up and get a beer and bring down the tent. Actually, no, I'm not going to bring the tent down right now. I'm going to get some trimmers and get rid of some of these briars, because if that hacks onto your tent, then I just spent all this time redoing this tent. That's what it looks like now. Much better. Cut it all by hand, but I need beer. Let's see what I'm also doing along the way. Clear all these twigs, because I wear sandals when I'm working down here in the summer. These go up between my toes, and I'm sure everybody in the world knows how my feet look. Start a website, not a website, but a Facebook page, like my friend Matt suggested, of comparing people's feet from all this wear and tear. And I sure have gone through a lot. I really had my toe cut off. When you get stuff like this, there's really nothing you can do about it. What sucks is back in the 50s, people would bury their garbage, this place included, and so the dog has already cut his paw on glass that's been surfaced from the erosion. So I work a lot at night because I can't deal with heat. So I can't even see these obstacles until they're jammed up between my toes. That's just how it goes. And as soon as you feel like you have it cleared, something else falls on it. But this is the stuff I want to get rid of, because it really, like, look at it, it just wants you to run into. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning is. These are all raspberry plants, raspberry bushes, and they will be blooming in the spring, which I think it is. It might be spring now. I don't know. And my mom gathers them. She has been ever since she was a child, and she makes raspberry pies. I don't mind eating them on the trail. The deer will eat a lot of them, but the seeds get stuck in my teeth. tooth. Yeah, I'm becoming more and more a hillbilly. I need my toothbrush. Alright, time for another beer. So here's one of the reasons, and I can already see where I missed some. These briars, is I have a ground mat that I'll be sleeping on. I need it for my nearly 51-year-old aching body. I was actually out for a day because of my stupid hip. I don't want those briars to catch on this ground mat because they're really hard to fix. You have to put them into the tub and find the leak, and you have to cement it, and it's just a real hassle. Right now I'm dragging down my cooler. There's another one right there. Let's see that. I call them ankle biters. So I still have to do some more clearing of the trail. And then I have a weed whacker that I'm going to use around the chicken shack, the cabin that I'm building, to eliminate some of the poison ivy, because I'm always getting poison ivy on my feet. But right now I have these Injuntu socks from a company called Bedrock, and as you can see, they fit between the toes, and it keeps me from getting poison ivy. I'm only here for one night. If I was here longer, then I would have to have multiple pairs, but they're always sold out. Now I gotta get over this and get over to that. Crap, there goes all my beer.